What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the Sacramento State Legacy here on College Hoops 2K8. And we're in the second round of the NCAA tournament as the Hornets battle a team that they've grown accustomed to seeing in this series, the Oregon Ducks. This is now the third time that these two teams have met in the past 3 seasons, but the first meeting in the NCAA tournament, making this the most important matchup of the 3. Looking at the starting lineup for both teams, it's the usual suspects for Sacramento State: Hornsby, Foster, Bills, Leno, and Gibson. Sacramento State will have to focus on slowing down Ollie Kreitz, the sophomore shooting guard who lit up the scoreboard in last season's meeting, scoring 25 points. The rest of the starting 5 for Oregon includes Floyd Staley, the 5'6" senior point guard, Maury Bozeman, Serge Battie, and Billy Cortez. So here we go, Sac State with the ball. Foster going to kick back to Hornsby, who shoots the 3, no good, rebounded by Oregon. And now the Ducks are flying together. Here comes Kreitz, passes inside to Bozeman, who's going to get the layup. Oregon takes a 2-0 lead. 1 minute gone by in the half, and Hornsby going to pass over to Bills, who pulls up from the wing. The deep 3 goes in. Sacramento State takes a 1-point lead. So now here's Foster, kicks it over to Leno, who tries a 3, and he's going to airball it. Felt a little confident after hitting a 3 last game, but that's just not his range at all. So now Oregon with the ball. Here's the pass over to Staley, who's wide open for 3. And it bounces off the rim and over the backboard. So that'll be out of bounds on Oregon. Sac State with the ball now. Here's Bills trying to drive inside, and that was kind of glitchy. But it's out on Sac State, I guess. So now 3 minutes into the game, and then they're going to get called for 3 and a key. So neither of these teams really are as focused as they probably should be in the tournament game. But now Sacramento State finally going to get it together as Hornsby feeds Queen in the paint for the big dunk. And then Kreitz going to drive into the paint. Doesn't get the bucket, but does get the foul, and he would make both of his free throws. So we have a 1-point game. So now 5 minutes gone by. Here's Oregon with the ball. Staley going to pass inside to Kreitz. He's going to get the bucket to go in. Gets the friendly roll, and it's a 1-point lead for Oregon. But now Swoger off the inbounds pass hits the mid-range jumper to make it 7-6. And then Swoger going to get the steal, and he's going to pull up from the wing. And when I tell you he got a friendly roll, he got a friendly roll. Sac State up 4 now, under 9 minutes to go in the half, and Cortez over the head of Gibson gets the bucket, and it's a 2-point game now. Leno going to pass inside. Gibson going to get him right back, and it's once again a 4-point game. That's Gibson's first bucket of the game. Now Bill's going to get the pick from Gibson, passes inside, and Gibson gets another layup, and now Sacramento State up by 6. So just about at the halfway point of this first half. Bozeman going to pass inside, and there's Cortez, and Cortez and Gibson just going back and forth in this first half. It's 14-10 now, and then Swoger going to pass inside to Gibson. These two just going back and forth. So now French going up for the deep 2. He gets blocked, and now here's Hornsby in transition. He's going to take it himself, and he dunks it. I'm surprised there was no foul there, but Sacramento State up by 8 now. French pulls up for the mid-range jumper. No block this time, and he gets it to go. So Foster going to try the mid-range jumper. No good. Rebounded by Queen. Back out to Foster, who's wide open, and this time it goes in. It's 20-12. So now Bill's going to pass over to Foster. Foster tries to drive in, and he's going to turn it over. French with a clear path to the bucket, and he gets the easy layup to make it a 6-point game once again. Now, just over 4 minutes to go, pass inside, and again, the 2-man game just working perfectly for Sacramento State as Gibson gets another bucket, and Oregon is forced to call a timeout. So here's Dallada off the bench. He's going to pull up with his weird shot motion, and he gets it to go. So it's a 6-point game. Here's some more 2-man action from Sacramento State. Foster going to pass it to Leno. He's going to back down to the defender. Spins into the low post and gets the layup. And Sacramento State back by 8. Now in transition, Foster going to shoot the 3. No good. Rebounded by Queen. He lays it back up, and it's a 10-point game. Sacramento State with their largest lead of the game so far. Here's the pass over the Bills. Swings it over to Hornsby. Pulls up for 3, and he hits it. This game's starting to get out of hand for Oregon, but now here's a turnover. Battie with the steal. Here's Kreitz trying to dunk it, and Hornsby fouls him to prevent the dunk. Kreitz would make both of his free throws to make it a 9-point game. So now here's Hornsby, a little pick and roll action again, and there's the bucket for Gibson once again. He's up to 10 points in the game so far. And Sacramento State has just done a great job this season as far as running the pick and roll. So now under 10 seconds to go in the half. Here's the pass over to Kreitz. He's wide open, hits the deep two. And that's how we head into halftime. Sacramento State up 31-22 over Oregon. And it has been a rough game for Oregon, who are shooting 40% from the field, 0 for 6 from three-point range. Sacramento State at 50%, with Mark Gibson leading all scorers with 10 points. So we'll head into the second half right after this. So now we're into the second half. Sacramento State with the ball. And here's Foster driving inside. He's going to get fouled by Batee. Foster would make one of his 2 free throws to make it a 10-point game once again. So now here's Kreitz in transition. He's going to pass inside to Staley. He's going to get right by Gibson. And his first bucket of the game cuts Sacramento State's lead down to 8. Gibson tries to get to the bucket, but Cortez strips the ball. Here's Kreitz in transition. He's going to slam it down. And Oregon now down just 6. So now here's Hornsby. Passes inside to Gibson. He's going to get his revenge. Misses the first shot and then goes back up with it to make it an 8-point game once again. And then Foster with the steal in transition. He's going to try to lay it up, but he's fouled from behind by Staley. Foster missed both of his free throws, but Sacramento State would get the ball back here as Hornsby passes over to Foster. He pulls up for 3, and he drains it to make it an 11-point game. So now Hornsby passes over to Foster. He's going to drive inside, and he gets the layup. I thought it was blocked for a second, but now it's a 13-point lead for Sacramento State. Is that a lucky 13? We'll just have to see. Now under 12 minutes to go in the game. Staley trying to run the baseline. He's stopped, but then Cortez going to get a friendly roll. I mean, that is super friendly there. So now an 11-point game. Turkson going to pass over to Bills. I thought it was a 3 at first, but he had his foot on the line. And now it's a 13-point lead once again for Sacramento State as Oregon burns another timeout. So now the Hornets in transition. Turkson going to run the baseline, and he lays it up. No good. Rebounded by Staley. Now Oregon in transition. Bozeman going to lay it up, and good. And the Ducks just will not die. They're down by 11 now. Swoger passes inside to Queen off the field. Pick and roll, and then he's fouled by Batee. And Queen goes to the line. He ends up making the first one to make it a 12-point game, and he gets the second one as well. So now a 13-point lead for Sacramento State. So now here's Kreitz. He's going to turn the ball over. Turkson goes back up with it and gets the hook shot to go in. Now it's a 15-point lead. Sacramento State bringing the pressure, and another turnover. Pass inside. Foster lays it up, and he's fouled. A tough sequence for Oregon as now Sacramento State with a 17-point lead. Here's the pass inside to Griffin. Back to Cortez. He's able to get the mid-range jumper to go. Oregon trying to stay competitive in this game, but Sacramento State now has a 15-point lead with 7 minutes to go. And it's not looking good. Turkson for 3. He's going to get it to go. Now it's an 18-point lead for the Hornets. And Oregon might get upset here as Gibson gets the bucket. It is a 20-point lead for Sacramento State. If you're a Ducks fan, you are not enjoying your time right now as they're down by 21. Now down 23 after the bucket by Gibson. And now Sokolov into the game, passes inside to Gibson. What a game for Mark Gibson, as the Hornets upset the Ducks 63-50 on the back of Mark Gibson, who had 19 points, shot 9 of 16 from the field, and had 9 rebounds. Not the best game for Clarence Foster, who ended up having 12 points and also had 4 turnovers while shooting 3 of 9 from the field, 1 of 6 from three-point range. Bill Queen added 8 points and 5 rebounds off the bench, and Rock Turkson had 7 points and 2 rebounds as well. Looking at the other side, Oregon did have 10 different players who had 10 points in this game, but not the type of performance that we expected from Ollie Kreitz. He only had 10 points and 3 of 7 shooting. It was really Staley and Bozeman who did most of the shooting for Oregon. Cortez did go 5 of 7 with 10 points and 7 rebounds, so I guess that leads the Ducks technically. Overall, Oregon had a slightly higher field goal percentage than Sacramento State, but the Hornets hit more threes and more free throws than the Ducks. They also had more rebounds, more steals, and more blocks as well. So it'll be the Hornets heading back to the Sweet 16 once again. while the Ducks fly back north for the summer. So now we look at the other round of 32 matchups, and there's a big upset in the East as Arizona gets beat by Cincinnati, and they'll be taking on Florida, who beat Hofstra. Georgia beats St. Mary's 78-67. They'll be taking on Kansas, who pulled a huge upset over number 2 Vanderbilt, so 1 and 2 in the East region go down. Maryland beats Kansas State 98-84. They'll play Marquette, who beat Clemson 94-74. Then you got Creighton, who beat Utah State 71-56. They'll be taking on Duke, who was able to beat Dayton 78-65. That's it for the West region. Now to the South. Tennessee blows out Miami 85-51. They'll be taking on Texas, who beat West Virginia 85-79 in a close matchup. As we already know, Sacramento State took care of business against Oregon, and now they'll be facing Michigan State in a rematch of the Final Four as they take care of Texas Tech 72-65. Memphis beats Syracuse just barely, so another number 1 goes down. Memphis will be taking on Washington, who beat Cornell 78-74 in a very close matchup. And Stanford beats Ohio State 67-60, so number 3 and number 2 go down as Seton Hall just edges out USC by 1. So the Sweet 16 is set, and we will be facing Michigan State once again, this time in the Sweet 16. If you're really familiar with the title run last year, you know that last year's game was absolutely epic, and I'm ready for another great game against the Spartans. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. That is going to do it for me. Make sure you hit that like button, hit the sub button if you're new, turn your notifications on to join the notification gang. Become a channel member or a patron if you want to support the channel in a more personal way. That is going to do it for me. This is Kaz from Craniac Gaming, signing out. Y'all have yourselves a wonderful rest of your day and night whenever you're watching this. Like I always say, no matter what happens, make sure you keep that mofo rolling. I love y'all 3000. I'm out 5,000. Deuces.